What's up, guys? Today we're going over moving to Newport News, and we're getting after it right now. In this channel, we go over all of the work, eat, sleep, play, everything you could possibly need to know about living here in Hampton Roads. And if that's the information you want on Southeast Virginia, then hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we put out new content. My name's Ed Wheeler, and obviously I'm a sailor and realtor here in Hampton Roads. And I'm getting calls, texts, emails from people just like you, whether you're PCSing or you're moving for a job. If you're moving here, if that's you, give me a call, shoot me a text, email, snail mail, doesn't matter, because I've got your back when it comes to living in Hampton Roads. All right, so moving to Newport News. Newport News is on the peninsula above Norfolk. There's two parts really to it that I would say. So you have the southern part of Newport News, which has a lot more crime. It's kind of the bad part that you hear about Newport News. And then you have the northern part, which is a lot less crime ridden. And you have a lot of nice homes up there, and you can find some relatively inexpensive ones, even close to the beach. So traffic in Newport News. If you're in the southern part of Newport News, traffic is worse than if you're in the northern part. The southern part of Newport News is where everybody comes in, either from Norfolk or from Portsmouth. If they're crossing the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, they're getting dumped right there into Newport News, and you have all that traffic coming through there. So traffic can be tough. There's a couple different ways to get down if you are living or if you're working in Norfolk or Portsmouth. You do have a few different options as far as ways to go, but generally, if people are living in Norfolk, or if they're working in Norfolk, they're going to take the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, and there can be a lot more traffic in that tunnel. But the other routes do go through Portsmouth, and then you have, if you're trying to get into Norfolk from that route, you do have a toll. All right, so home cost in Newport News. Homes range anywhere from $100,000 all the way up to $2 million in certain parts of Newport News. The average in Newport News is $250,000, which is pretty decent compared to some of the other parts of Hampton Roads. And you can find a really decent home in Newport News. I have a couple friends of mine that live up in Newport News, and they come to work every day from Newport News to Norfolk. And they say they absolutely love living up there. The home prices are good. The homes are decently built. The neighborhoods can be really good, especially up in the northern part of Newport News as well. All right, so you have kids, and you're wondering what schools your kids could go to in Newport News. Well, I'm going to list off the top 5 in each category, so elementary, middle, and high school. The elementary schools, the top elementary school in Newport News is Deer Park, and that's rated a 9 out of 10. All these are rated on greatschools.org, so you can find that information there. And then the second one is Hilton Elementary, and that's rated a 7 out of 10. Then you have R.O. Nelson, which is rated a 5 out of 10. Willis A. Jenkins is also a 5 out of 10. And Achievable Dream Academy. Schools in Newport News, they're not the best, but they're also not the worst either. You can find good schools in Newport News. As far as middle schools, the top one is Booker T. Washington, which is 7 out of 10. And then you have the Achievable Dream Academy, the middle and high school, which is a 6 out of 10. You have Huntington, which is 4 out of 10. Crittenden, which is another 4 out of 10. And then you have Ethel M. Gildersleeve, which is also a 4 out of 10. And again, all of these you can find on greatschools.org and see their ratings and some of the reviews that people have left there. Now, as far as high schools, you have Achievable Dream, again, which is rated a 6 out of 10. You have Menchville, which is a 5 out of 10. Woodside, which is also a 5 out of 10. And then you have Warwick, which is a 4 out of 10. And then the lowest of the top 5 is Heritage, which is rated a 2 out of 10. And again, these are all rated on greatschools.org. Okay, so your kids aren't ready to go to school yet, but you still work. So you need to find childcare. So childcare in Newport News is pretty darn abundant, and it's not extremely expensive. It's about $140 to $170 per week for your child to be in childcare. And the top childcares in Newport News, according to care.com, is Garden of Children, Kid Life Club, and Growing as One. Now, there's a lot more than just those 3, but I did want to give you options as the top ones in Newport News for childcare. And of course, as we all know, being in the Hampton Roads area, the Southeast Virginia area, there is a large military presence. So in Newport News, you have 2 bases. One of them is technically in Hampton, which is right next door to Newport News, but they are a joint base, even though they are 17 miles apart, and that's Fort Eustis and Langley. So Fort Eustis is an Army base. So if you are Army and you're getting stationed in Hampton Roads, you're going to be most likely at Fort Eustis. And then Langley is the Air Force base. And that one, obviously, if you're Air Force, you're most likely going to be stationed at Langley. From my understanding, there's a lot of training that goes on up in Fort Eustis. They have a lot of training commands there. So if you are a teacher, an instructor, or whatever the case may be, then you will probably be stationed at Fort Eustis. Fort Eustis is all the way at the top of Newport News, and so you have a really good area right around you that you can look for homes because it's in the northern part of Newport News. So it's a pretty good area to live in if you are getting stationed at Fort Eustis. So I hope you enjoyed this video on moving to Newport News. And again, my name is Ed Wheeler, and I'm a sailor and realtor here in Hampton Roads. And if you are moving here, if you're military, I especially love to help my military brethren out. And, so if you are moving here, you're PCSing here, give me a call, shoot me a text, write me an email, get a hold of me because I've got your back when it comes to living in Hampton Roads.